What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to part 27 of our Pokemon Unbreakable Ties walkthrough. In the previous video, we caught up with Rodolfo and we found out a bit more about his backstory and how him and Ditto met. We also explored the sewers, which was quite a process. It was quite tricky to get through the sewers, but finally we found Liberty, and he's the person we needed to ask for help in taking down the royal family. We had to convince him with some interesting ways to try and join us. It turns out he has a huge crush on Sakura, so we did have to tell him that Sakura is also joining us on this mission, and that got him really excited to get involved. But now we're still in Lugano City, and I think our plan is slowly getting pieced together. We're slowly trying to figure everything out. Darek is still kidnapped by the royal family, and we need to try work on a plan to rescue him. But now it seems like there's a magician in town, and he looks really cool. His Pokemon seems to be a Meowscarada, which is one of my favorite Pokemon from the newer gens. And the magician's name is Dynamo. He's putting on a bit of a show for everyone. He's got quite an audience watching him. And he just made a Pidgey fly out of nowhere. So he's got quite a few tricks, this magician. But something definitely seems up with him. He seems a little suspicious. And he tells us his next performance date, and he says tickets will be absolutely free. So he wants everyone to come to his next show. So I don't know, something sounds fishy about that, but it sounds like we can go and check it out. And now it jumps to a cutscene with Ida and Sakura. It looks like they're having a few drinks at the bar, and it seems they're opening up about a lot of their feelings here. And Sakura has, I think, one too many drinks, and she just gives Ida the gym badge. That's pretty funny. But I suppose they're just trying to make up. I think they had a little bit of an argument earlier. But now we're back to our player, and Luvia and Rodolfo ran off, so we got left behind as usual. And we're still having these weird headaches. So I don't know what's up with that, but it seems to be happening a bit more often now, which isn't a good sign. But now I think we're going to try and catch up with the entire team. We're going to make our way to the secret hideout and see if there's any news or update from there. In order to reach our secret hideout, you've got to go to the casino all the way in the back, and you take a secret little lift. And yes, it looks like everybody is here. Sakura, Edward, Ida, everyone, the whole crew, even Liberty and Celeste are here now. So can you believe it? And everyone's a bit shocked. They haven't seen Liberty before. And Liberty sees Sakura, and Sakura just kicks him through the wall. So Liberty got way too excited. Even Yang Xiao is impressed with Sakura's kick. And Sakura said that Liberty mustn't even come near her with that thing hanging out. I think Liberty hates wearing clothes. He's just a free spirit. That was really funny. But now it looks like the whole gang is here. And we're all trying to strategize and think of a plan. And Angie Stones is going to explain and give us a bit of information about Amethyst. Apparently she's got an Ultra Beast Pokemon, the jellyfish one. I think it's Nihilego or something. But apparently it can also be used to control people. It's like a mind control Pokemon, which is a pretty sick ability. But here there's a person in the royal family called Callio. And it looks like Amethyst has used her Nihilego to take over his mind with its mind control techniques. And we're kind of piecing it together. There's this Dynamo magician who's going to have a free show. And now we've found out this information about Nihilego's mind control. So it seems the royal family wants to try and control everyone's mind that goes and watches the magician. That's their ultimate plan. So we've got to try and stop that. So we are devising a plan. We're going to split into teams. And of course, Liberty says that he should be on Sakura's team. Liberty also says he doesn't want to be on Flips's team. I think he's definitely got a grudge against us, or he's a little bit jealous or something. But we've divided our plan up into teams. So it looks like one team is going to go and try and stop the magician. And the other team is going to try and enter the royal palace or something. So it looks like we have put a plan together. And we're getting all the information needed now from Angie Stones. She has definitely been super important in all of this. She's given us so much information because she was so close to the royal family. But now we got to go and meet Angie on the 4th level of the hideout. Apparently there's something here for us that we need to check out. So this should be interesting. We go through this other door and find Angie here, and there's some huge machine here. She says she's got something set up for us, and it looks like it's an invention that could maybe help us with training. So we go into this machine, it like teleports us in, and she tells us this is the battle frontier. It's a battle system where we can take on other trainers. This is absolutely epic. I can't wait to give it a go. I think I'll give it a quick little try, and then we'll come back at another time and really give it a go. So apparently you have to defeat 6 trainers consecutively. And if you can defeat all 6, there's a brain of each section that you have to defeat. And apparently if you defeat all 5 brains, you get a super strong item that can maximize all of your Pokemon's IV levels, which will be absolutely insane. But then it looks like we have to defeat 6 trainers to defeat 1 brain. And we have to get 5 brains. So we have to defeat 30 trainers and 5 brains. That's 35 people altogether. Because as you can see, there's different sections around this machine. You can go front, left, right, and then there's 2 behind us. Kind of like the shape of a star. So that's a lot of battles to try and win. So I think we should give it a go. Maybe we should enter one of these sections and see if we can defeat at least 1 trainer. So let's try. Level 50. We're going to take on the level 50 challenge. And you can only choose, I think, 3 Pokemon to take with you. So that's not going to be easy at all. A lot of my Pokemon are way above level 50. So we'll see how that comes into play. Okay, we can save the game and let's give it a go. Let's see who the first trainer is that we take on. An item to maximize IVs would be super useful and make our team absolutely untouchable. So let's see, the first trainer we're battling sent out a level 50 Roserade. So it looks like our Pokemon also all get reduced to level 50 to keep it on an even playing field. So that kind of makes sense. So we got 3 Pokemon. We've got to try defeat 3 Pokemon of the opponent. I'm curious to see if our Pokemon get healed after each battle or not. But we've gone with Milotic because it is one of my strongest Pokemon in our team. Before we started this battle, Angie also gave us a battle video recorder, and she also adjusted our EV machine so that we can maximize our EVs for our Pokemon. But our Milotic got knocked out, so I've sent out Ceruledge now. Ceruledge has absolutely knocked out that Pokemon. And the next Pokemon the trainer sends out is Probopass, which is a rock and ground type that knocked out my Ceruledge fairly easily. This is quite tricky because you don't know what Pokemon the trainer is going to use. And you need to try and keep the type advantage. So you got to be quite selective in which 3 Pokemon you choose to take with you. But our final Pokemon is Glamora. Hopefully it will be able to knock out Probopass. our attacks aren't very effective. We're definitely going to have to look at some of our Pokemon's attacks and try train their EVs a bit more. But we knock out Probopass, and the final Pokemon is Gastrodon. But I don't think we got what it takes. I think I underestimated this. It's quite a challenge. Flamora gets knocked out, and it looks like we lost the battle. So we couldn't even win the first battle. But we'll definitely come back and give it another crack at some point. This seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. I do want that item, definitely. So I think we'll try and play a little bit more. I think we'll probably get out 30 videos, and then we'll be near the end of where the current game has been developed to. And then maybe afterwards we can come back then and try and defeat the battle simulator. I think that'll be a hard challenge for sure. But now we're back in the hideout, and it looks like Flips ourselves is gonna battle Ida. So it's been a bit of time, but we need some training, so why not? We send out our Garganacl first, and Ida sent out her Togekiss, and our Garganacl got absolutely destroyed. It's only at level 51 currently, and Togekiss is level 57. So we were at a bit of a disadvantage there. But Togekiss also knocks out Ceruledge. This isn't looking good. She's taken out 2 of our Pokemon already. So now we're going to send out the big guns. We're going to send out Lucario. And it looks like Ida has swapped out. She sent out her shiny Haxorus now, which I must say just looks absolutely epic. I love the colors of the shiny version. Our Lucario gets knocked out, and we send out Dracloak now. But we're just using Dracloak to try and revive some of our Pokemon. Dracloak isn't nowhere near as strong as it needs to be. Hopefully we can evolve it into Dragapult, but I think we are stuck at level 59. That's the current level cap, and I think it only evolves at level 60 or after. But now we've sent out Milotic, and Ida keeps swapping out her Pokemon. She sends out Latias, and then she sends out Togekiss, which we knocked out, and she sends out Latias again. And she is a lot tougher now, that's for sure. Her battle strategy is slowly changing, and it's really annoying when she changes up her Pokemon so much. She also sends out her Blaziken, which finally knocked out our Milotic, but it also knocked out itself. And now we revived Garganacl. Hopefully Garganacl can attack first, because Latias has got such few HP. We knock out Latias, and let's see how many Pokemon Ida has left. Okay, no! She sends out a Milotic. That's not good for Garganacl. It's going to be weak against water attacks. Garganacl gets knocked out, but luckily we were able to revive Lucario. So let's see if Meteor Mash can do the trick. It does a bit of damage, but not as much as we need. Unfortunately, Milotic is a super beast here. We're gonna have to revive some other Pokemon for us to try. Maybe Milotic versus Milotic. I think that's the only option, really. Unfortunately, half of my team are still training up, so they aren't really strong. And Ceruledge will be weak against water attacks. So it's gotta be Milotic versus Milotic. I think that's the only way we're gonna defeat it. This is by far the most difficult Ida battle we have had. And also, I just wasn't prepared. Half my team is in training, so I'm really at a disadvantage here. But we have revived and fully healed our Milotic. Unfortunately, it's poisoned, but we're gonna just see how we do. So it looks like both of our attacks aren't very effective against each other. We're just slowly trying to eat away at each other's HP. I did have to use a potion, but luckily we have burnt the opponent's Milotic. So that should also slowly eat away at its HP. We also got burnt now, so we both burnt. Both have super weak attacks against each other. I suppose it just comes down to who survives the longest and who has the most items to heal. But we've got the Milotic into red HP. We're almost there. Another attack and we might have it under the belt. This battle seems to have been very long, but we've knocked out Milotic finally, and we only had 48 HP left. So we really had to pull all the tricks out of the bag for this one. But we got the W, that's all that matters. At least we had a lot of fun with that battle, and hopefully the next time we battle Ida, the rest of my team will all be ready. It looks like all of us trained for 2 days straight in order to try get strong enough to take on the royal family. So we all just battled each other for 2 days. And now it seems like we're all ready to try implement this plan and get it started. So the whole crew has now put on their suits, so we kind of fit in with the royal family security members. And Ida says we kind of look like a mafia family now. But we take this cool picture together. It is the thumbnail of this episode. It looks absolutely epic. Everyone's suited up. But now we cut back to a scene with Darek. He's still in the royal palace prison, hanging up there suffering. And now it looks like we're gonna take a little deep dive into Amethyst's past and how she ended up the way she is. So we're actually going to be able to play as Amethyst now, which is crazy. I love that you get to play with all these characters and look into their stories. And Amethyst seems like she was really underestimated, and she actually wants to leave this world because so many people think so low of her. And she's actually super smart and super strategic, but I don't know if for some reason a lot of people underestimate her, and that's affecting her. We have now reached Quack Peak, and it looks like there's some scientists here, and she says there's a wormhole that's opened, and Amethyst has just stumbled onto this, which is absolutely crazy. I don't know what's going on here. And Amethyst definitely looks like she's had a few too many drinks too, so I don't know what's going to come out of this wormhole. And the scientist says that Amethyst should stay away, and Lego comes out and actually kidnaps Amethyst and takes her through the wormhole. What the heck is going on? The scientist says Amethyst might not even be able to survive this. Amethyst has been sent to parallel worlds, and while in all these other dimensions, she finally found a world where she became the queen. And she thought, if I can become queen in this world, why can't I become queen in the real world? So she tried to figure out a way to get into the royal palace and to also get the celestial flute. So she's trying to plan it all together with her Lego and mind control abilities so that she can become the queen. So now we jump back to the real world, and Amethyst is trying to kidnap Alama because she's the only one that knows where the flute is. And apparently Alama can see Lego or sense it for some reason. But Lego did sting Professor Alama in the arm, leaving a bit of poison that they can always track where she is. So eventually got tired of all the running. So she had an idea that she would leave Darek with another couple, a normal family, so that no one will suspect that Darek is a part of the royal family. So she dropped off the baby with this couple, and they adopted Darek. And that way she is keeping him safe. And that's how the whole story came about, and how Darek didn't know that he was a part of the royal family initially. Because remember, Professor Lama is actually Darek's sister. And here, Professor Lama finally passes out from the poison. It looks like she's got nothing left in her. But a shaman appears, and shaman seems to be healing Professor Lama with its magical abilities. And Latias comes down too from the skies, which is absolutely incredible that those Pokemon helped heal her from the poison, but apparently there were some side effects from the poison, but I'm not sure what those were. Now we jump to a scene with King Henry, and he's demanding to find this baby, and he says he doesn't care if the baby comes back dead or alive, he just wants this baby. And while the speech is going on, one character leaves while the king is speaking, and Amethyst decides to follow him because she's lost Professor Alama's trail, so she can't find the professor. But she follows this random person and finds out that it's Darek's adopted father. Amethyst gets information from the guy at a bar, and she sets up a bomb in the car engine when they're driving off for a family trip, and the car blows up, but luckily Darek survives, but Sheila passes away. So this is the story that Darek knew. He always thought that his father passed away in a car accident. So that's the story he's heard of. But he's only recently discovered the truth that he's a part of the royal family. So wow, what a crazy story. But it looks like our plan is about to start. We are all ready. We've been given earpieces to communicate with each other. We're splitting up into teams, and it looks like this plan is about to go into action. This is super exciting but super scary. Hopefully we can all pull this off and rescue Darek and also take down the royal family. I think it's time that we really step things up and try stop this royal family from their wicked ways. We were also just given a Lucario Knight by Yang Xiao, and this will allow us to use Mega Evolution, which is going to be insane. That's going to give our team a crazy strong boost. I can't wait to see Mega Lucario. But now we head to Lugano East, where we try and find the theater. This is where our mission starts. We have to try and stop this magician and capture Meloetta, return Meloetta to Sakura. And before we can even enter, they ask for ID, and none of us can give our ID, obviously. So Liberty starts crying, and he says he's our father, and we all pretend to get sad. And the guards fall for it. They let us through. So good thinking by Liberty. Stage 1 has been a success. Get into the theater. But now that we have arrived here, I think there's a lot for us to do. So we're going to continue this mission in the next one. It's going to be super exciting. I can't wait to see if we succeed with our mission. But that's all it's going to be for this one, guys. Thanks for watching.